Sir. Wow. You're supposed to type first. That's what the cool kids say. Welcome, everybody. We're just Alex to my badly lit basement stream. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I pulled no records because I was just hoping people would be around, chat in the comments, all that good stuff. So here we are. It's a Monday. Happy Monday to those that celebrate. I rarely celebrate the Happy Monday, but you know, I've got nothing to say. Hope you're all doing well. Just came off of a big trip last weekend. Seeing the Big Apple. What's going on, Zach? Yeah, honestly, I kind of forgot about Monday Night Football. It's always weird. The first week of NFL is like, we're going to play football games from Thursday to Monday. So, now they're streaming games on YouTube. Like I watched a game on YouTube on Friday. Saw the whole Dak Prescott spitting situation. But yeah, anyway, glad to see you, my friend. No, just came back from a big trip to the Big Apple last weekend. That was awesome. Got to do a lot of sightseeing. Got to go to Jones Street where Bob Dylan took his famous freewheeling Bob Dylan photo. And for you Taylor Swift fans, that's just a street over from Cornelia Street, which I did not know anything about until I was there. Got to do all sorts of, sightseeing around the Greenwich Village, the Cafe Wa, the Bitter End, saw Bob Dylan's old apartment, just all sorts of really cool stuff. And I'd never been to New York, so it was all a treat for me to go and see all that stuff that I've, looked at for so long, being such a music fan and such a fan of the Greenwich Village scene. And then also being a Seinfeld fan and seeing Tom's Restaurant in person was just lovely. But the main event was I was able to see Oasis at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with 70,000 friends, fellow beer drinkers. Ernie, what is going on, brother man? Yeah, just kind of hanging out on Monday night, doing my thing here. But yeah, it was a great trip to New York. Oasis sounded fantastic. And, with all the hustle and bustle in New York, trying to get there through New Jersey Transit, doing all that stuff. I mean, I did a video on it. But it was just a really, really solid trip. And I'm very happy that I went to New York. But yeah, it was great. People jumping in the chat. A lot of friends here. Richard, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, we drove to New Jersey and then stuck to public transit. So like we drove to the hotel and then took the transit bus in over the Lincoln Tunnel every day. By every day, I mean Saturday and Sunday, because we were just there through Labor Day. Came back home Monday evening this week. So last week. Yeah, if you're a Seinfeld fan, you got to go Tom's Restaurant. It was great to see it, and yeah, I was just very happy to knock that off of the bucket list. But yeah, so I'm very, very happy with the response that I received on a couple of my most recent videos. I've been doing quite a bit of videos recently. I'm really trying to hit that that monetization mark. I know a lot of people don't talk about it, but I've been working really hard to try to get there. It's taken me a good amount of time, and I know, I mean, everybody's been great. I put out a couple of videos about, my frustrations with YouTube and all that stuff. And everybody's been very kind and supportive and helpful with that. But yeah, I'm really trying to push to get to that 3,000 view mark on my page. It's taken me forever. I've still got like 1,200 hours to go. It's really taken me a long time. So every view and every minute watched on my videos is very helpful. So for my Oasis review video to get over 1,000 views, for me, that's a huge deal, because in the 5 years almost that I've been doing this channel, I've got, I think, less than a dozen videos that have hit that 1,000 mark. And so that was really, really cool to hit that. And then, to put out the Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska announcement was really great. And that's got like 700 views, which, again, my videos, a lot of them don't hit 100 views. So to hit 2 videos in just a 3-day period, over 700 views, is fantastic. So very, very thankful for everybody that's watched and subscribed as a result of those videos. There was an Oasis store, and I had it pulled up on my maps throughout our ventures throughout the city, because we really just hung out in Manhattan. And I saw, it was great. We'd pass people, and I'd be like, "Oh, there's an Oasis shirt. There's a bucket hat," and probably pass about a dozen people or so that were all wearing Oasis gear. And yeah, it was within a couple blocks of where we were going all the time, but we were always trying to get somewhere else that I wanted to knock out. And at the end of the day, I was not disappointed that we didn't go, because I was like, leftover merch is going to be put online. And if I don't get a shirt, that's fine. I was at the concert, and I don't need a shirt. I don't need a poster. But again, like I said in my video, thankfully, when the show finished and I was coming out of my section around like 10:45, the closest merch stand to my section only had like 10 or 15 people in line. So I ran over there and was able to grab the shirt. So very, very excited to have that. Tim Allen, what is going on, brother? Yeah, like I'm just talking about the New York trip. I know, I think we're friends on social media. I think you were seeing some of that stuff, but yeah, really enjoyed New York in the day and a half that I was in the city. Yeah, they call me Bah Humble Scrooge McDuck. What's going on, Brentley? Good to see you, my friend. But yeah, just a lot of great times in New York. Yeah, Tom, you and Andy, for those that don't know, Tom and Andy Nichols, Two Legs podcast. They, you between the both of you, I would love for you to do an episode where you count your t-shirts because you've got a lot. Yeah, I can imagine that it's in the hundreds. I stopped getting shirts for a bit, and I'm still pretty much like, I don't really want to get a shirt. I got the McCartney shirt on his last tour. Well, the last time he was in my area on the Got Back tour, and it was a large, but it was so tight. I'm like, I can't. This is not a large. So, yeah, that was an issue. And then I got an Avett Brothers shirt as well. Their larges are not to code. So, and it's not me. It's not me, being like, oh, I'm, this size or that size. It's Avett Brothers and Paul McCartney. Their shirts for me were not the size that was listed on the tag. But yeah, I'm seeing McCartney in Columbus with Alex there, a couple weeks before Thanksgiving in November. So I would like to get merch because I saw McCartney for the first time about 10 years ago, and then I'm like, that's the one time I'm ever going to see McCartney. I'm never going to see him again. And then I saw him in 2020. Oh, excuse me. 2022 in Winston-Salem in North Carolina, at Wake Forest. And I was like, I'm definitely never going to see McCartney again. He was like 2 or 3 weeks shy of his 80th birthday. And now here I am in 2025, going to go see him with beer and whatnots, beer and dudex, whatever. Yeah, that's the thing, Richard. It's because you've slimmed down so much, so of course they don't fit, right? We'll go with that. That was not a slight on you, Richard. Thank you, Kramer. Listen here, Fatso, whatever he says when they're eating the non-fat yogurt. You listen here, Chubbs. Is that what he says? Yeah, the fading is an issue, and I've actually just started. I know a lot of people that I'm friends with talk about this. I don't dry my shirts anymore. My t-shirts that have any kind of print design like this one. I got this in Canada back in July. I don't dry them anymore because it's just like, they're going to crack and fade, like you said. But Tom, that would be sweet, man. If you can get a Columbus ticket, please let me know. Alex and I would definitely, I'm speaking for you, Alex, would definitely like to grab like a beer or like a burger or something with you pre-show. That would be sweet. Because I'm not trying to get your personal information, but I know you moved in the last couple of years. Yeah, so has he sold out any of the shows on this recent leg? I'm curious about that. I'm curious about that. Yeah, Alex is a nice guy. He loves to talk about pizza. Yeah, he's earned the right. Okay, yeah. So you're up there smelling the glove, i.e., the mitten. Spinal Tap joke. If anybody that I know in the chat, let me know, and I will shoot you an email and or social media message, depending on who you are, because a lot of you all I'm friends with. Yeah, that would be a big meetup, and I know I've wanted to do the Beetle Fest and everything for a while, and I know Tom, you recently met Mazzy, right, in Chicago. So Tom's out there meeting all the big wigs. Yeah, I know, Richard, you've been talking about this. You're worried about the snow or the potential for any kind of weather being out there in Denver. Here's the question: is did McCartney I guess has never played Red Rocks, because Red Rocks is moderately small. But imagine that. That's what we all want is, the McCartney Deep Cuts tour where he's playing smaller places. And, McCartney could play 10 nights at Red Rocks and play, deep cuts. But anyway, that's something we debate and talk about all the time. So I don't want to bore people with that. But, yeah. Let's see. Richard. Yeah. I mean, that's honestly, that's the whole thing with outdoor shows. I mean, when we went to go see The Head and the Heart, I did a review on it month or so ago, 2 months ago. I was so sure in my mind that where we were sitting, there was a roof because I bought seats. I didn't buy lawn tickets because I'm generally pretty much against a lawn ticket. And then here we go, to this amphitheater in Richmond here in Virginia, and there's zero roof over any seat. And so I'm like, daggone it. And it rained the entire time. We were soaking wet. So I learned my lesson there. But I was so sure that there was. I was so sure that there was a roof, but alas. Did they really? Imagine that, man. Yeah, they're called the Hannibal Lecter. It's called Hannibal Lecter syndrome in Denver there. But yeah, lots of cool stuff happening. I'm trying to think. Like I said, in November, I'll be up there with Alex, seeing McCartney and doing all sorts of stuff. I'm sure that there will be content coming your way. And we talk about November like it's a far distant land. November is 2 months away, which I'm all about. And the funny thing is, I've been so, I'm so excited for fall and for this weather to drop. I mean, today here was like 88, and I was like, oh, just like get the summer over with, man. And I'm so ready to have, like Oktoberfest beer and stouts and, all that stuff. But our refrigerator is still full of summer wedding beer. Hey, that's awesome, man. I appreciate you. I saw the comment. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, message me if you go to Columbus, and Alex and I we'd love to like pregame a little bit with you or something before the show, or just hang out at the show. Whatever. Well, so here's the thing, Richard. I've already had a couple of brews tonight. But my thing is, like, I had this weird thing, and I'm not even going to go into it fully, but like I'm someone that it takes a while for me to feel anything with beer. So, there's that. I do think that there will be a couple of Sam and Alex videos. That it's very true. I don't get drunk. Yeah. It is. It is. Matthew Smith, hello there, sir. Good to see you, man. I know I follow Matt on social media, and that dude's always traveling. You're always traveling, Matt, and I'm very jealous when you travel. Yeah, I mean, we can start seeing the leaves changing here a little bit, and I love it. I think it's great. But yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to think. So, lots of exciting stuff that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully. No, Jason, you mean it's great. So great. So great. Think about that one. See, this is Matt. He's just like, yeah, next year I'm going to Scotland. Like, man, that's what a life. That's sweet, man. What I'm excited about this month is hopefully, I get the Nick Drake box set. It's supposed to be shipping here the 26th. We shall see, because the date has already been moved 2 different times, and it has covered a couple of different months. So the set that I'm talking about is The Making of Five Leaves Left, which is the first Nick Drake album. It came out, I think, like early July. My sister bought it for me for my birthday, which was back in May. She pre-ordered it for me, and I was so excited to get it. And now it's not, it keeps getting pushed, or like the first batch sold out. And so then they push it to the 26th of September as a pre-sale. Excuse me. So hopefully by the end of the month, we're getting that. I really want to get the Who's Next, the Who Are You set by the Who. I'm definitely going to get the Half Speed Master on vinyl. I haven't ordered it yet. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to wait until after the date to see if it drops a couple of bucks. But that's the last of the Who original studio catalog. And by original, I mean up until the Kenny Jones lineup of the Who with those two records in the 80s. Every album has been cut half speed, except for Who Are You? And I'm not sure why, but they finally announced that's coming out. In addition to like this massive like 7 CD box set. It includes a live concert, I believe. That's another thing. When I was in New York, Roger and Pete were playing their farewell tour at Madison Square Garden, and I didn't go. We just had too much to do, and I wanted to get back to the hotel that Saturday night. So anyway, I'm debating if I'm going to get that. It's a pretty good price. I think it's showing like $124 for, the book, 7 CDs, a few little, knick-knack paddywhacks. And so I'm on the fence for that. I'm definitely going to get the vinyl, the one record to complete the Who collection. Up until the Kenny Jones era. I've got the 2 Kenny Jones, all the other ones live at Leeds, but this one has not been put out yet. So I would love for them to do, what is it? Endless Wire. Is that the name of it? That came out in 2006. And then they had Who, that album, the last album that came out in like in 2019, 2020, something like that. I would love for those to get a reissue on the half speed, just so it all matches and goes together. Yeah. I am very, very excited for that. We shall see what I end up going with. Let me get some comments here. I've got one Richard Thompson record or CD that somebody gave me. I want to say JT from JT's Record Room gave it to me, and I enjoyed it. I haven't listened to it a whole lot. But one of these days, I'll get into it. I know a lot of people are really big into Richard and Linda Thompson, but I know Richard played on a lot of the Nick Drake stuff. He'd be somebody that I would love to interview to talk about Nick Drake. Yeah, except right now I don't know that there are any like huge like modern day artists right now that are pushing the plants. This was an import from the UK, and supposedly, excuse me. Supposedly it was, whatever the amount was that they made, that was it. Who are you? Yeah, I really want to know. That's Alan, what's going on? Alan, did I receive did I receive a record from you? I mean, excuse me, a box from you today. Because I think I did. Just verify. Because I'm going to do a video on it tomorrow, if so. No. Yeah, that one did not receive the treatment, and I do wonder why that's the case. Because that's also one that I would love to have as well. Um, yeah, because I don't know if there are any like copyright things with that, because it involves a lot of the Who stuff. But then again, it's like the Who are, you know all their stuff is out already. So I don't know why it wouldn't be put out yet. Um, so anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Alan. I will, like I said, I'll do a video. I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to do it on camera. But I wanted to make sure that it was you. I was going to text you. But sweet. Thank you so much in advance. I'm excited to see what is inside. I'm trying to think what else is there. Yeah, I'm excited for the Nebraska set by Bruce. Again, I did an announcement video on that. Got a really nice turnout with viewers. Very, very happy with that. I've ordered that. I ordered the box set. There is a new album coming out by the drummer for the Wood Brothers, who I talk about all the time. It's just called Rix, R-I-X. His name is Jono Rix. His father is Luther Rix, who he is doing the album with. Now, Luther was a percussionist on Bob Dylan's Rolling Thunder Review. So it's going to be a mix of originals, of some covers. It's the first time they've done anything together, and I'm very, very excited for that record to come out. So I've pre-ordered that. I did an interview earlier this month with Danny Ayala, who is the bassist and keyboard player of the Lemon Twigs touring group. He has a record coming out, I think, in October. Vinyl's still not on sale yet. Very excited for that as well. Just received a record from Seth Avett with his latest record. So we shall see, how that does. I'm very excited for it. And let me just think. There are a few albums that I'm trying to remember that are coming out later this year that I'm kind of on the fence about. I know that there are some albums where there are some box sets that are coming out that have not yet been announced. I know that the Beach Boys are supposed to have a box set coming out. This one is more announced than the other box set that I'm going to mention. But the Beach Boys, according to Al Jardine, have a box set that's coming out, focusing on the Beach Boys Love You record, the 15 Big Ones album that was kind of the reunion with Brian Wilson when he rejoined the touring group and like kind of took a lead producing role. And then also includes an update to the Adult Child record, which was kind of like a lost album around that same period. So I'm very excited to see what that's going to look like. I definitely will be getting that. The other is not yet announced. Again, the Beach Boys one is not officially announced, but it's coming for sure. The other one is very high in the rumor mill, in the speculation world, of a new installment of the Bootleg series by Bob Dylan, chronicling very early Bob Dylan. It's showing like 1956 through 63, which in my mind, I'm excited for it because, we haven't had a official bootleg series in a couple of years from Dylan. We had the big Bob Dylan 1974 set with the band, which was just soundboard recordings of his tour with the band that ended up with the record before the flood. And like I guess you could call it like the Planet Waves tour if you wanted to. We got the Live in Budokan set, but really the last Bob Dylan bootleg series would have been what what was it? I'm looking now to see. Oh, his like the Time Out of Mind stuff from '97. So I don't know if that will come out. But there was a photo that was put out on one of the Dylan groups that I follow that looked like a test pressing or like a mock-up of the artwork for the new box set. But anyway, a couple comments here. Thank you, Brenley, for that. Yeah, Danny was a great guy. And yeah, the singles are great. He's coming to Richmond in October, and I might go see him. We shall see. Me too. And I was actually talking about this today with Alex off camera. Yeah, I really am excited for that to be announced because I don't remember the last couple of years when it's been announced, whether it's late September or early October. Because again, Black Friday is 2 months away. That's insane. So, yeah, no clue what would be announced on that. I know the Black Friday list is usually smaller, but yeah, we shall see. No, Richard, do you have enough shoegaze albums? I don't think so. Yeah, Dylan does box sets better than anybody. With packaging, with continuity, with literature that comes with it. He does it the best. You get the Beatles box sets, they were all, all over the place, size wise and price range and all that stuff. Neil Young, he does them every other week, it feels like. I know the Grateful Dead do a ton, but even theirs aren't, theirs don't really match up the way that the bootleg series does, size wise. I bet you'll find it. A lot of that stuff is being delayed for some reason on his end. Like the vinyl hasn't officially been put up online yet. It shows sold out. Yeah, I'll keep saying that it's coming this year. So I can only imagine it's got to be announced for the Christmas market, right? Like it's got to be, coming out in December or so. So we'll see. But yeah, again, if any of my friends want to jump on, Richard, if you want to jump on, let me know. I'm not going to be on for very long, but it'd be cool to hang out for a couple minutes. And yeah, Springsteen, he did like the whole like lost album set just a few months ago, and now he's coming out with this. But I'm glad that he's doing this. Oh, and the other thing that I want that I've ordered is is Elton John has released or has announced Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy as a double colored vinyl, as well as the 2 CD set. So I ordered the CD set. I don't need the vinyl. I bought the big Madman Across the Water set. I still do not understand why he did not put out a Goodbye Yellow Brick Road box set. I have no idea. He put out a like a remastered Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player, which was released earlier in the year, which was 74. So the 50th anniversary has come and gone for that record. Because he put out the 2 CD or like the remaster of Don't Shoot Me. Everybody thought like, oh, he's going to throw, he's going to put that out, but he's saving up the big announcement for Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Like, we don't need a box set for Don't Shoot Me. But yeah, we didn't get Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and that's a double record, and it's huge. I don't know why. And yet we're getting a 2 CD set for Brown Dirt Cowboy. I don't get it. Yes, that as well. Hopefully, Rhino will reissue that remaster that's being done by Andrew Sandoval, because those records started out on Run Out Groove, which then Rhino kind of absorbed the Monkees and then more of the Monkees, and then Rhino released Headquarters last year as a 2 record set remastered. So yeah, I mean, here's the thing, like all the ones that I mentioned are ones that I want to buy. Like the Who, I really want. Elton John I've already got. Springsteen I've already bought. But yeah, the Beach Boys, if Dylan announces his, that would be big too. Like I'm gonna have to get them all. Like, pinch the pennies. Well, multitasking will get you. I mean, I'm sitting here, mowing my grass with one hand, over here. All right, Alan, take care, man. Thanks again for the package. I will let you know when the video is up. Yeah, again, Rhino pretty much owns the rights to Run Out Groove. And here's my thing, some of the Monkees albums have been reissued that I would love to have on vinyl, and some of them have been reissued on mono. I think recently Birds and the Bees and the Monkees was released on vinyl on mono, but it was through Friday Music, and a lot of people, including myself, have some issues with Friday Music and the pricing and the sources and the sound, and all of that stuff. It's too much. But I would love the Pisces set. What Am I Doing Hanging Around is on there. Was it Star Collector's on there? Pleasant Valley Sunday. Like, just so many great tunes on Pisces. A lot of people's favorite Monkees record. Peace out, Alan. Yeah, the only Friday Music thing that I own that I've purchased is the Roger McGuinn, Chris Hillman, and Marty Stewart Sweetheart of the Rodeo tribute record that came out a couple of years ago or last year. And I bought the CD at the local store here. My wife and I at that time were still just dating, and I went, and it was just, it's labeled so strange on the hype sticker. It's just like, a 2 CD set, a 2 CD value on one disc so that they can warrant the pricing. So I'm like, it's 1 CD for $25 or $30, whatever it was. And I was just like, man, that's ridiculous. And like they're releasing another Chris Hillman from the Byrds, another Chris Hillman related record, and it's like $75 for like 2 records. I'm like, this isn't like, Impulse Acoustic Sounds. This isn't, a 2 record set of like a Rhino hi-fi. It's Friday freaking Music. And it's $75 for a live recording of a concert that only like 20 people want to hear. Yeah. Yeah. I'm assuming, Matthew, are you getting the vinyl or the CD set of Nebraska? So I know some people are funny about box set stuff on vinyl because you don't want to be flipping over, 100 different takes of blowing up the Chicken Man, you know. Yeah, I don't have those box sets, Brinley, believe it or not. I did not catch them when they came out. Well, okay, false. I have Headquarters. Let me back that up. I have Headquarters. I don't have More of the Monkeys. Um, I would love to have it, the mega deluxe box set. And I do have the Headquarters that came out because it was produced by Andrew Sandoval. Um, so very, very cool to have that. Anything with Andrew's name on it, I would be pro. And Andrew's name is not on the Friday music stuff. Yeah, that's what I ordered. And it's got the DVD too of Bruce performing it a few years ago. But yeah, lots of stuff. Which is, that's what happens this time of year with um, Christmas. They're trying to get people to buy before the Christmas market kicks in, and it works. It really works. Um, yeah. I did see that we're talking about Rhino. Let me see real quick. The latest Rhino Reserve for people that follow that was announced today. It was Randy Newman, Trouble in Paradise from 1983, which seems strange to me. Oh, excuse me. I'm yawning a lot tonight. But it is from 1983. And right now I haven't seen it on any retail sites. For some reason with the reserves, which are essentially like the lower budget hi-fi. So essentially it's not a gatefold. You don't get the liner notes. It's not the same kind of like cardboard, but it's pretty much, I think, cut the same as a hi-fi. So they were able to cut a few dollars off of the price. But they're releasing Trouble in Paradise by Randy Newman, which has the song I Love LA on it, which kind of became a battle cry after the big LA fires. Was that earlier this year? But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's got the Blues, which has Paul Simon on it. And it's got some other players on it, like Steve Lukather, Jeff Porcaro, however you pronounce it, Lenny Castro. I can never remember how to pronounce his name from Toto. Let's see who else is on here. Don Henley and Bob Seger, Ricky Lee Jones, Christine McVie, Lindsey Buckingham. So that was the latest Rhino Reserve that's being released. Let me see. So like these reserves are not being sold the same in they're not being sold on Rhino's site. They're being sold more like on online retail sites. But yeah. Right now it's only showing on Elusive Disc is showing right now for $32. Music Direct is selling it for $32. I'm gonna look for it on Plaid Room. Plaid Room Records, they usually do a really good job with their shipping and such. And I don't own any Randy Newman, so yeah, let me know. Should I get that record? Should I put down $32 on that record? I'm looking now. Sorry, on Plaid Room to see if they have it, and it doesn't look like they do. That's just, being a record collector. There's just so much that comes out that you're just like, oh, I want to have it all, but I can't do it. Can't do it all. Let's see. Back it up. Yeah, Sandoval. I mean, I've got that. There's Kinks, Journey, Comps. Sandoval's name's on that. He's on all like the zombie stuff that comes out. Yeah, the reserves are interesting how they're picking these records. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize Randy was still in the charts at that point in the 80s. But yeah, again, I don't own any Randy Newman. I would love to get into Randy Newman. And I have a fairly solid collection. Do I get that record? Interesting. I didn't realize Run Out Groove had done a Good Old Boys. That's pretty cool. See, that's one I don't know either. Yeah, to quote Money Money, more, or not Money Money, Rebel Yell by Billy Idol. Yeah, I've got those all on CD. Yeah, and they're all really solid. Like pretty comprehensive. Kings compilations. Yeah, I'm happy to have them. Happy to have those all. And yeah, very excited to see what comes next from the Kinks catalog. I mean, I would love to see them do a few more of those remastered series. I know they did like Muswell Hillbillies and Sleepwalker and albums like that. Yeah, again, they'd all be great. They'd all be great to have. What are you all trying to purchase? Are you trying to? Is there what's on your your short list of records right now? Again, my Amazon cart right now has the Who stuff as like top of the list right now. And the thing is, I will probably get it, before, because I know that Who's Next set never, when that came out, that never dropped in price, and it's like higher now than it was. Yeah, and the stupid thing is that the Who's Next set, I still have it. It's still sealed. I haven't listened to it. I've had it for like a year and a half. So I'm like, do I really need Who's Next? Of course, we don't really need it. But let me see. Let's see. Beatles, Sean Yoko, a few Chuck Cherry Red label box sets. Yeah, that's the other thing, is that this Beatles anthology, which I am slightly regretting that I bought the anthology sets. It is like $100 and something. you're essentially getting the 3 albums that you can get at most used record stores for 10 or $15 each. Then you've got Anthology 4 that has all the stuff from like the big box sets, as well as the um, like 13 new tracks, and you're spending all this money essentially for 13 new tracks. And then like the remaster or the remix of excuse me, Free as a Bird and Real Love from the original anthologies. So that's also coming. I forgot about that. Yeah, I know Glenn just did a video about the Bowie set. And that's the thing about some of these sets. Like, I can't trust the Who sticking around. The Dylan stuff, for the most part, sticks around for the bootleg series. Now, some of the other sets, like the Budokan set, is not that hard, not that easy to find. It was in and out for a while. So was the 74 box set. That one I finally had to bite the bullet on and just get it. Yes, Buckingham Nicks. I was one of the lucky 5,000 people to get the numbered version of the Buckingham Nicks. So very excited for that. That will be a week from now. Isn't that the 15th or 16th? Yeah. Yes, there's a lot of King's records that need the deluxe treatment. Yeah, but it didn't head first. Didn't that sell out pretty quickly? Like, I know a lot of people grabbed that and were disappointed that it sold out so quickly. Yeah, street cat stuff you can find pretty easy. I went to an antique store that I'd never been to here yesterday for the first time, and they had a lot of stuff. They just had 3 bins, but they had like the Hard Day's Night soundtrack for $25, an original mono. They had a lot of stuff. They had several Beatles records. They had, I think, some Santana, like Yes, like an original, was it 9102025, whatever it's called. I don't know. 90210. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the original 3 are going to be remastered, which, we'll see what that sounds like. And then, yeah, the other 2 are remixed, which it is cool that they, that they kept the original mixes on Anthology 1 and 2 of Free as a Bird and Real Love. And then we're getting the new ones as like the last side on the vinyl of Anthology 4. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about that and how it's a pretty cool, gritty album. My cousin just saw him a couple weeks ago. So, let's see. Yeah, that's what I said, 90210. I know a lot of people were like, oh, September the 1st this year was, Yes Day. So, yeah, lots of stuff. It doesn't end. And then on top of that, there's all these, things to watch. There's, I've got books that I want to read that are music related. Wednesday this week, I am seeing Spinal Tap 2 on an IMAX. It's the pre-release date viewing. It's coming out technically on Friday. Sequel to the first Spinal Tap movie with Michael McKean, Christopher Guest, and Harry Shearer, as well as Rob Reiner. I think Fran Drescher is reprising her role. I think Paul Schaefer is coming back. Guest stars, Questlove, Elton John, Paul McCartney. I think Lars Ulrich from Metallica is also in it. They are showing it at 9 at this IMAX here in town. And then after the movie, they're doing a live Q&A with the cast. So very, very excited for that. It'll be a late night on Wednesday, but I'm very excited. And I've never seen an IMAX movie, so this will be my first one. We have one right around the corner from us. So I went from never having an IMAX to there's one right here. So very, very excited for that. Yeah, that'll be cool. They're always fun. I haven't been to one in many months. It will be turned up to 11. It will be indeed. But yeah. Let me think. So yeah, I mentioned earlier, I never got back to it. I put up a video today talking about Tupelo Honey by Van Morrison. I'm thinking this week that I'm doing a Van Morrison week on my channel where Monday through Friday. So now I've already got one up today. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to have a different video related to Van Morrison somehow. And, whether that is just talking about 5 Van Morrison albums, whether that is, doing some sort of, ranking or, whatever it might be. I've just got some Van Morrison content throughout this week. So I hope you will check that out. Yeah, I think with what's his name, Harry Shearer, I think that he has definitely added some extra padding and stuff, because I think that he's a pretty fit guy. It looks like he's kind of got a little bit of a of a belly in this video. Let me see. Sorry. Yes, I mentioned Ben at the end of the video. I know he is thrilled, but I think Ben is still on vacation. That'll be cool too. That's a solid series. Yeah, Michael J. Fox just showed up at I think he was at a convention or something fairly recently, and I think he is doing a new role, a new show or TV or a movie or something where he's just continuing to try to bring awareness to Parkinson's. So very cool, very good on him. But yeah, so I've got that Wednesday. Then yeah, October I've got a couple of shows lined up. Seeing Elvis Costello, as well as Old Core Medicine Show yet again. I think for the 4th time. Fourth time for them. First time for Elvis. So very excited for those shows. I have a couple of potential shows that I might go to. We shall see throughout this, last quarter of the year. But yeah, very, very exciting stuff on the horizon for music, for shows, for just a lot of stuff. I'm still working on the music room here. It still has a lot of stuff on the floor. The records and the CDs are all up. But once everything is showing on the wall and is, hung up, then I will do a room tour. When I was in the apartment, my stuff was kind of everywhere. I didn't have a set room. Like my TV stand was where my records were. My CDs were, kind of in a sunroom where my stereo was and a bookshelf. My jazz records were in my bedroom. So it was just, it was a 1-bedroom apartment. So I had to make do with the space that I had. So yeah, hopefully there'll be a room tour here shortly. It's funny because people keep saying like right now, like it's everything looks pretty much how it did. Like I've got the same couch, and that's the same couch in my apartment. Right now it's just a white wall. I'm facing my records right now. My CDs are over here. We got some more. I got my music books and stuff are over here. Records on this wall. A few in this corner. So we shall see what that will look like. Yeah, I've heard that he always puts on a cool show. I mean, I know he kind of does his own thing, but I mean, this is the one that's being advertised as like the early hits with the Imposters, as well as with Charlie Sexton on guitar, who toured with Bob Dylan for so many years, who I got to see with Bob 3 times, I think. So it will be cool to see him again. Yeah, I'm excited to see it too whenever it takes shape. Very, very cool. Yeah, starting to wind down a little bit here. Let me know if anybody has anything else to say. Otherwise, I'll probably be wrapping this up soon. Hey, Craig, good to see you, man. I am doing well. Just wrapping up here. Yeah, just kind of shooting the breeze. Hope all is well with you out there in California. Yeah, so keep an eye out, I guess, for the rest of this week. Again, the Van Morrison stuff will be coming up. Yeah, and I will do my best if any of those box sets come up that I've been talking about. I hope that they are announced soon, and I will do some sort of report on those when they're put out into the public conscience. Thank you, Tim, for joining me, my friend. Always good to talk to you. I really do hope you're okay. Yeah, message me anytime. Love to catch up. Yeah, it's on the tail end here. I'm starting to wind down here on just a Monday. Yeah, I get it. It's a Monday, isn't it? John, where have you been? Good gracious. I feel like you disappeared for some reason for a while. I know you were showing a lot of music finds, and then I guess life got busy. Yeah, just hanging out here. I tried to get a couple people on, but they're, busy with, families. I know how it goes. Yeah, thank you, Catherine. Enjoy the shows, the record shows. I've been looking around here to see if there's a record show anytime soon. I have not seen anything posted yet. I would love to see a record show. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I hope that recovery still puts you on the upswing there, Craig. Everybody go subscribe to A to Z Music. He doesn't put out a lot of videos anymore, but let's get him up a few subs. Yeah, you and the Shadow, John. Yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yeah. Looking forward to doing yeah, again, like I said, some more Van Morrison videos. I got the box from Alan C Records. Go subscribe to Alan. Got that today in the mail, so I'm looking forward to see what's in that. And we'll be doing some, normal nonsense throughout the week. You're welcome, my friend. Or the railroad tracks, like a hobo. Yeah, but they would. But DC is like over 2 hours away, and I hate driving up there. Plus, I have a very old car, so local right now is good until I get a new car. John, go live sometime. I'd love to jump on with you, or if I do another one of these soon, jump on here too, just to shoot the breeze. Yeah, man, you too. Yeah, I guess I will go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all for joining. I think I had like 12 people or so on at the busiest time. That's pretty good considering I did not show a single record during this whole thing. I don't have anything near me that I could show. But thank you all so much for watching. Sounds good, man. Thank you, Richard. And thank you everybody for watching. And I know that last time I was on, it was a little dicey thanks to some not so great people. But I really appreciate you all watching, commenting, subscribing. Yeah, go subscribe to all these people in the comments. They've all got channels. John at Music Talk with John, Craig A to Z Music, Catherine S, Richard's Vinyl Tap House. Tim Allen has a channel. Matthew Smith has a channel. He doesn't post that much. Subscribe to Brentley, even though he doesn't post anything. Yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing and commenting. Very excited to keep my channel growing and to hopefully get to monetization very, very soon. Ideally before December, but first of the year would be great too. So that does it for me. As I always say, in the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now. End stream.